So let me tell me something about myself. So my name is Saurav Kanve, and I have around now 11 years of experience into QA automation. I am currently working as a test architect in one of a leading MNC, and I have around 5+ of teaching experience with all the technologies used for testing. I was also there in Australia for a couple of years. I worked there as an on-site test analyst, and I'm an ISTQB AZ 900 certified testing professional. I'm also a certified Simply Learn high engagement trainer. Okay, so this is about myself. Okay, so uh, just giving you a quick demo on a small topic which I have prepared. Okay, so just giving you an idea on classes, objects, okay, and about my first Java program which I am writing over here. Okay. So, what do you will just start with object and classes in Java. Okay. So, as we know, right? So, whenever we have to work into an automation testing, we just have to have an idea of Java. Okay. So, until and unless we don't know Java, with Selenium, it will become difficult. Okay. So, Java is one of a most important component. It is one of a programming language which we have to know in order to understand the concepts of Selenium properly. Okay, so Selenium we can use with multiple programming language like Java, Python, but with but generally mostly we in almost all of the organization we are using Java actually. Okay, because Java is very robust. It's an object oriented programming language. It solves multiple issues, so that is why we will use Java for our with Selenium, and it is the most widely used as of now. Okay, so in order to understand Java, we have to know that Java is an object oriented programming language. Why we call Java as an object oriented programming language? Because Java follows the OOPS concept. OOPS concept means what? There are basically four different OOPS concept which we have. We'll discuss it just now. Okay, and everything in Java is being considered in form of an object and classes. Okay, just giving you a small example. If I'll open this Excel sheet, okay, if I'll open this Excel sheet over here, so this Excel sheet is what? This Excel sheet is what? This Excel sheet is just the template which is being given to you. Okay, this is a template which is being given to you. So if I'll say that this Excel sheet is what? This Excel sheet is giving you a template where you will be able to enter all your details. Okay? But if it is a blank Excel sheet, if this Excel sheet does not contains any data, that means what? It's not a physical entity, right? There is no space occupied by this Excel sheet. There is no means there is no existence of this Excel sheet until and unless there are some data which is being occupied over there. Okay, so we can say that this Excel sheet is basically giving you what? This Excel sheet is basically giving you a template on the top of which you can work with the data which is being given to you. Okay, this Excel sheet is basically a template given to you. So what does this template means? This template basically means that over here we can store the data. Okay, so it's not a physical entity. If it's a blank Excel sheet, it does not mean any existence, but it is giving you that platform where you can store some data over here. Now if I'll just write over here as name and roll number, so as soon as I have written name and roll number over here, now it has now this Excel sheet has came into existence. Okay, suppose I'll write 1 2 3 4. Now this Excel sheet has came into existence. So this Excel sheet, what we have created? We have created an object out of this Excel sheet. Okay, now this Excel sheet is having some space. It is having a real-time identity, and it is and we will be able to use it. Okay, so the same concept is for classes and object in Java. What are classes? Classes are basically considered as a logical entity. Logical entity means what? It is giving you a blueprint or a template. It is giving you that platform on which you will be able to create an object. What is an object? An object can be created in a class. It's a real-time identity. It is occupying some space. A class will only come into existence and if an object is being created out of it. Until and unless we are not creating any object out of that class, a class will not come into existence. Okay, so this is just the basic idea of your class and object. Clear? Just a basic idea onto this. So what are the different characteristics of object? The different characteristics of object is that object is having state, behavior, identity. State means what? It is representing a value. That means it will represent that whatever state is there, it is representing you that what data is being contained inside that object. Okay, what type of data is being contained inside that object. Okay, so that is the state of an object. Suppose if I'll tell you that what is the state of this specific Excel sheet. This Excel sheet is having some collection of character. This field is containing a collection of an integer. So there is a each and every object has a specific state. Okay. The next characteristic is that it is also having some behavior. Why we are creating this object? What is the need for creation of this object? Okay, so that is called as in behavior. The behavior of an object is basically being characterized by that. The third point is that it is having an identity. Identity means what? Whenever we are creating an object, the JVM should be uniquely able to identify that. That means suppose there is a list of object being created. So each and every object should be uniquely identified so that we can work with it accordingly. Okay. So these are some of the characteristics of an object which we have. Okay. These are some of the characteristics of object which we have to keep in mind. Is it clear to everyone? Okay. Next, what is a class in Java? So class in Java, already I have told you, right? So class in Java is what? Class in Java, it is a template or a blueprint on the top of which you will be able to create an object. Okay. A class is basically what? A class is basically a logical entity. A class is such kind of an entity which does not have any existence until and unless we are creating an object out of it. And if we can say that what are the different things which are being present in class, a class can have field, methods, constructor, multiple things can be there. So just giving you a small example where I am creating a class over here. Okay, suppose I am creating one class over here. Okay, suppose class, I'll create suppose test 1 2 3 4. This is one class which I am creating. Okay, so if you see over here, this class does not have any existence. Okay, this class does not have any existence on its own. When will the class be coming into existence? If we are creating an object out of it. Okay, under a class, what things can be present? We can have multiple methods being present. This is one method, suppose. Okay, this we can have multiple methods being present. We can have variables being present. Okay, we can also have the fields being present. We can have static block being present over here. So these are the different things which can be present inside a inside a class. Okay, and a class will only come into existence if we are having an object created out of that. Okay, so this is just a basic idea of class. Going forward, we will be discussing into further concepts of class accordingly. Okay, so this is just a basic idea of class which we have. Clear? Next. So next, what will I do? I'll just explain you that whenever there are some keywords which is being there, that means whenever we are writing a Java program should have a main method. Okay, if you see, this is the main method which is being a part of this Java program present over here. So if this is a main method, what we can say that main is the, from the name itself we can understand, right? So main basically means what? It is that point of a program from where the execution will start. The point of a program where the execution will start, so that is called as a main method. Okay, so that is called as a main method. Okay, so the main method means what? This method is generally being called by the operating system, and the actual execution of a program will be starting from here. Okay, so let us see what are the four keywords which we have written over here. The first one is called as in public. So what do you mean by public? So public is basically what? It is a one kind of an access modifier. Just giving you a small example. Suppose you are owning a owning a small garden which is adjoining to your house. Okay, so that garden is what? That garden is private to you. You will not allow anyone to access that specific garden until and unless you are authorizing him to enter that. That means a public basically means what? Public basically means that it can be accessible by anyone. Another, if you see that there is a park, there is a national park which is being created by government. So there is no anyone will be able to access that specific park. There is no such restriction. Okay, but if it's a private park, then it means what? Until and unless you are not authorizing, no one will be able to access that. So public basically means what? Public is such kind of an access modifier. Public is such kind of an access modifier. And we have created this main method as public so that it can be accessible from anywhere. Okay. Suppose I have created any other class in a different package. I want to access that from this. So we will be able to call that method from there at this point because it's a public one. Okay, since it's a public one, so that is why we'll be able to call it from anywhere. So this is the first keyword. We have another keyword over here that is called as in static. So static is basically such kind of a keyword in Java. Okay, where once we have written this as static, right? Once we have written this as static, we will not be, there is no requirement to create any object out of a class. Okay, there is no requirement to create any object out of a class. So why we have written this as static? Since in each and every program we are writing the main method. Each and every program comprises the main method. If every time we are going to create object out of class, so what will happen? In that case, what will happen? That your entire memory will get, the stack memory will get overflowed. Okay, so that is why we have to write this main method as static method. So let me just recapitulate it once. Public is an access modifier. We are writing it as public because we can access this method from anywhere. We will write the next keyword as static. Why static? Because we don't want to create an object out of a class. Okay, we don't want to create an object. Once we have written this static, without creating an object, we will be able to access any specific method. Okay, so this is about public and static. The third one is called as an void. So void basically means what? Void is a return type. Okay, what it is, what this method is returning. Okay, so that is why we will call this return type as void. Void means this method is not returning anything. Void, we have seen, right? Void and null. That means it's not returning anything. Okay, so that is why we will mention this main method as void, because this main method is not returning you any value. This main method is not returning you any value. Okay, we will discuss in later sessions what is return type, how to work with return type, everything we will be looking into accordingly. What is main? Main is that point from where the execution of a program is getting started. Okay, so main is the point of a program from where the execution will start. Okay, so that is why we will write public static void main. Main is the name of a method. Now, whenever we have created a main method, the execution will start from that point. So how will the Java compiler know? Suppose I have created any other main method. We can create another main method over here, right? I can write over here as public static void main. This is also fine. We can have multiple main method over here. Okay, we can have multiple main method over here, but how will the Java compiler know that from where to start executing the program? Okay, so whenever you have written a main method will always accept, this is called as an parameter of a method. What is parameter and all, we will discuss it. So this is called as an parameter of a method. So whenever you have written a main method, JVM will call only that. There are two main methods. This is also main method, that is also, this is also main method over here. Okay, but in a program, if you are having multiple main method, JVM will call only that method that is having an array of string as an argument to that. Okay, so that is why we have to write string array of string as an argument to this main method. Is it clear to everyone? Okay, so public, static, void, main, string args. Okay, so these are some golden keywords. The explanation of these all keywords is very much important in interview, and interviewer may ask on to this. Okay, so this is about your public, static, void, main. Clear? Next, if you see the same thing is being written over here. Okay, so let me just write one small Java program for you all. Okay, so suppose I'll remove everything. Clear? Now, suppose this is the name of a class as I have told you. Public static void main already I have told you. Okay. Now, let me print something over here. So I'll write over here as system dot out dot. I'll explain you each of them. What is system? What is out? What is println? Hello. Okay. Now, what is system? So system is basically a class in Java. If you hover over here, you'll see that that system is basically such kind of a class in Java with the help of which we can manage input and output, whatever input and output is being there, right? So in order to manage what will be the input to the program, what will be the output to the program, we will write this as system. System is that class in Java. Okay, that is use. If you see over here, the same thing is migrated. It cannot be instantiated. It is basically used to give you take standard input to give you out standard output, error to give you out error output. Okay, so for this reason we have written this system class. System is such kind of a class with the help of which we are able to facilitate taking input from the user or giving output to the user. Okay, so that is what we will call this as a system. What is out is what? Out is an output stream. Okay, it is a stream with the help of which we are able to give output to the user. So that is why we'll call this as an out. Okay, out means output. It is giving output to the user in the console. So that is why we have written this out. It is an stream. It is a standard output stream, we can say. What is println? Println is what? It is one of a method in Java which will help you to print some word in a new line. Okay, suppose I have written over here as println, and again I have written over another print statement. Suppose print system.out.println. Suppose test. Clear? So if I'll execute this, the output will be shown in different lines. Okay, but if I'll write print over here, right? If I'll write print and print, so what will happen? In the same line the output will be shown, hello test. Okay, so that is why print means what? In order to print something in the console, and ln means what? In order to print a new line, we will write this as and ln. Okay, so that's all for today. Am I good to everyone? Or hello Sandeep?
Yes, yes.
Okay, yeah. So this is about the basics of Java, okay? The very basics of Java which we have discussed.